In the past, how you've described inner beings as somewhat separate yet connected, and I'm trying to understand.
Well, in the early days, we wanted you to know you had one. And we wanted you to know that your inner being often feels different than you do. But it's always been our desire to help you orchestrate a blending between you and your inner being, because really you can't be other than one. But you can pinch yourself off pretty good, which is what negative emotion is. The indication of you pinching yourself off from your expanded being.
Is my inner being a collection of all of my personalities? Is it a collection of everyone's personalities ever?
Your inner being is unique to you, and it's a stream of consciousness that you would, from your physical perspective, define as singular. But your inner being is surrounded by so many cooperative components that it would be impossible for you to discern where your inner being ends and another inner being starts, because law of attraction has done such a masterful job of bringing these inner beings together. So your inner being never stands in singularity, and neither do you.
I guess I'm also thinking about the constant connection of wanting to feel the connection of your inner being, because really isn't that sort of...
Well, that's why we used words such as, oh, I'm interested in this, or, oh, that makes me happy, or, oh, that is so soothing, or that tastes delicious. In other words, there are so many different ways that you can translate that connection into tangible experience. But alignment with your inner being is sublime, because that's where your confidence and your clarity is. We think that clarity may be the best word that most depicts your state of connection. Of course, love is, but you have messed up the word love a lot, because you say the word love when you're angry. And appreciation is even a better word than love, but even appreciation, the word gratitude, is laced with what you're glad that you've overcome, where appreciation is more depicting of the ongoing increase in your allowing who you really are. And so the state of allowing will feel a lot of different ways to you. The state of receiving will feel a lot of different ways to you. But you know, you can tell that you have managed to accomplish a pretty steady state of receiving. And by a pretty steady state of receiving, we mean a minute or two or three or four. We're not talking about weeks, months, years. We're talking about just seconds turning into minutes or two or three. You can tell when you've accomplished that, which just means put the desire out there without putting the contradictory doubt out. It just means thinking about what you want and why you want it. So you can accomplish this state of alignment in a very short period of time. But you can really know that you're in that receiving mode when vibrations start exploding as thoughts in your mind. When those thoughts start coming, you know that you're in the receptive mode and that you are turning the thoughts to things, that you're turning the vibrations to the thoughts and the thoughts to things. You're ready for this. You've been listening to us for a while. We know that you get law of attraction. We know that you understand that you are more than this physical body. We know that you can feel that broader part of you, even though you pinch yourself off from it all the time. All of you do. You pinch yourself off from it, but you still know that it exists. In fact, the negative emotion is proof that your inner being exists. Because if your inner being were not in that high-flying place, your departure from it, you wouldn't feel anything. If your inner being were hanging around where you were all the time, you'd never feel that variance. And so negative emotion is evidence. The worse you feel, say, inner being, this is proof that you exist and that you're in a different place than I am. So as you acknowledge the existence of your inner being, and you acknowledge your profound appreciation of the law of attraction, and then you just even minimally care about the way you feel, you're in a place where you are a master of creation. Don't tell yourself a story that is different from that.
When I was little, I wanted to run down the aisle in The Price is Right, and this kicks his ass. I appreciate you so much. And I'm so appreciative for this moment. A friend of Esther's and Jerry's, Bob Proctor.
They never met him. They did not know him. He became a part of the secret and spoke some of the words that Abraham had written, but Jerry and Esther never met him.
I apologize.
It's all right.
Correction.
Still a friend. They just never met him.
He speaks a lot of the law of vibration. And I am trying to understand as I move through paradigms and that fear, which shows up through the body and anxiety, comes over and I move. How to move through the path of least resistance when I know within me, with every cell of my body, that I need to move through, and it shows up.
Well, first understand that fear simply means that whatever you're thinking about is different than your inner being thinks and feels about it. So just start right there.
Okay.
So give us an example.
Okay, so I'm a transformational life coach, and I absolutely love helping others connect with their inner guidance system. Love it. And with everything in me, I know that I'm full-time. That is what I do with my creative endeavors. That's how I exchange the energy of money. And that's what I love. It is who I am. And the barrier that comes up whenever I take the step to move to become that full-time appears that maybe it's not the path of least resistance.
The action never is the path of least resistance. In other words, when you take action too soon, it always points out the vibrational flaw isn't the right word, but the vibrational unreadiness. But the vibrational unreadiness can be solved easily. It doesn't mean that you need more time. It just means you're looking for a different way of looking at it. You see, you're helping us to say something really important to this forum, and that is, when you try to squeeze out of action more than you've put in vibrationally, you always come up short. So it's about doing the vibrational work first and then the inspired action, not doing some action that's then going to inspire you. There's a big difference between motivation and inspiration. So that's what we've been describing all day here today. So you accept that the vibrational version exists. We know that you do. And you can feel the logic of, since your inner being is standing there right in the middle of that vibrational version, and that law of attraction is responding to the thoughts your inner being has about it, the tending that your inner being is doing with it, it's logical that that would be a powerful force, a powerful momentum, a powerful probability for you to find a vibrational piece of.
Yes.
So, as it is in this process of becoming, you have to meet it. You have to meet it with your vibration. It doesn't mean that you have to understand it. It doesn't mean that you have to know where it's going. It doesn't mean that you have to know the steps that you will take. All it means is that you accept its existence and you're not blocking it with contradictory thought. The only thing that ever produces fear in you is contradictory thought. And the thing that you are most thinking contradictory thought about, or the reason for it, is because you're looking at what is, which contradicts what you want. The numbers just aren't there yet, or the students just aren't there yet, or the money just isn't there yet. But the reality must not be the basis for your alignment. Your focus is the basis for your alignment. And then everything else takes care of itself. It's sort of the cart before the horse thing. So many people don't really quite yet understand that it's the vibrational work that matters most, because you want the manifestation that you can respond to. So if we could just convince you, if it could be enough for you to find alignment, if you could say, all I want is to hook into this knowing. I never have to explain it to anybody, and I never have to earn my living from it. It's enough for me just to have that clarity. If for just a little while that could be the goal that you're setting, I just want to feel the clarity. It's our promise to you that once you really feel that clarity in a consistent way, that the doors will open and that the avenues will unfold and the jet will show up to take you anywhere you want to go. You say.
Yes. I receive that.
Yeah.
And so I've had those moments, that leverage of clarity where the thoughts are just there and everything's working out on my behalf. And it's like, oh, go, jump, fly. I feel it.
But pay attention to where the inspiration is taking you, because what you're doing is the inspiration is saying to you, say this or do this, but you're taking it all the way into the action before the energy is quite enough to support the action that you're jumping to. A lot of people, and Bob Proctor is one of them, who have been goal setting for so many years that they don't understand quite yet the readiness of energy and the inspiration toward it. So many people want you to set a goal and then they want that goal to call you forward. Well, in essence, that's what you've done with the Vortex. You have set these goals and your inner being is there calling you toward them. But it's the story that we told earlier about trying to get toast out of the toaster before you've plugged it in. As we feel you, we can feel your alignment. We saw it as we chose you from the crowd. We could feel the balance of your desire and your expectation. And we are not in any way implying that there is one thing that you are doing in an inappropriate way. That is not our message to you. What we seek to do is to soothe your feeling of it not happening fast enough. And the only way that anybody can ever soothe their feeling of something not happening fast enough is to be clear about what it is you're reaching for. If you're reaching for connection, you can accomplish it right now. If you're reaching for a change in money so that you can feel better, that's backwards. So many people say, give me more money and then I'll feel better. We say, feel better and the money will come. Give me a lover and I'll feel better. Feel better and a lover will come. Give me evidence that I'm on the right track and then I'll feel clarity and appreciation. Feel clarity and appreciation and then the evidence of all of that will come. It's about being willing to let the intangible be enough. That's what Esther was trying to explain to us. Abraham, the intangible feels fine, but the manifestation feels way, 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 way good. And we said, we know. But you got to find the intangible, and you got to hang around there, and it has to be enough for a while, or the tangible can't come, not in any consistent way. We know you're hearing us.
I am, and I have one just clarifying question with this then. So when I am plugged in, and then I transition for a majority of my day into the day job,
into a day job that has the ability to yield to you so much that it didn't yield yesterday because of the new connection that you found today. Every day, your day job should feel different to you than it did the day before as you find more alignment. Because the universe isn't saying to you, your inner being isn't saying to you, oh, we have so much to give to you, but not at your day job.
And that's why
the universe is not saying to you that everything that you want is there, but just not there. And you have to be ready to receive it at all times, because that's the way it comes to you. All kinds of people who can benefit by what you know are walking through your path at your day job, but you're saying, yeah, you're at my day job. When I'm out of here, I'll meet you on the corner. But
interesting. Yeah, and they're all so drawn to me. And I serve, and I stay in alignment as much as possible there to, serve in that way. Being plugged in.
Well, the emphasis that we want to put on your service,
something I'm missing, yes,
is that serve yourself by staying in alignment, and everything else will follow. But when you try to serve others before you're in alignment, you get depleted. Which brings us to the most important thing, and it's interesting that it's the last thing that we're going to say to all of you here today, and that is this receiving mode that we've been talking about incessantly is also the replenishing mode. So when you're tuned to that, then you don't get weary and you don't get tired and the energy keeps flowing, and then service doesn't feel like service because it's just flowing to you and through you and 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 to you and through you. I say.